In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 client success stories of people that worked with me in starting and scaling their YouTube automation business that are now doing anywhere between $2,000 to $15,000 a month. And that was within 3 months of working with me. I'm going to show you how they started, how it went for them and what they're doing now. And I'm also going to tell you at the end of the video how we use our 5M method to walk them through this process, give them clarity and take away fear of starting and not being sure where to start or where to go and which niche to pick and how to basically build this out. Now, before we dive into the 6 stories, this month I'm having a 50% off sale on my paid Faceless Tuber community, in which you can get all my strategies, systems and the 5M method on how to start and scale your YouTube automation business. This is the courses that these people went through to get the results I'm gonna show you. And this month only, it's 50% off on the yearly plan. And if you join yearly, you get 3 free one-on-one coaching calls with me, where usually my one-on-one program is 3 months straight for over 3K euros. So click the link in the description below or in the comments and I hope I'll see you inside. Now on to the stories. So first off, we got Jeremy. Jeremy is one of my latest clients who had extremely big success with his Faceless YouTube automation channels. Like 1 or 2 weeks ago, he sent me an image that he made over $9,500 last month alone from the paycheck that he got from YouTube AdSense. So I'm gonna tell you where he started and where he went, because it was not always going as well as it is right now. Jeremy was talking to me for about 2 or 3 years, saying that he had a job and he had a girlfriend, lived in Australia, but he wanted to make some more money on the side, but didn't really know where to start. Well, 2 years later, he finally joined my program. But the 2 years that he didn't join, or like that time in between, he was actually still trying to make things work, but it was just not working for him. And at one point he even came to me that it took him 1 full year to make a measly $50 from his YouTube AdSense while he was putting in the work. Well, shit really had to hit the fan for Jeremy early this year when he broke up with his girl in Australia and he basically had to move back to Switzerland to his parents' house, and he got a job there to start working again because he literally couldn't buy his flight plane back for a while. Now that is when he reached out to me like, hey, listen, do you still do this program? What it's like, how much money do I need? So he needed some time to work and invest, but his costs were very low because he moved back to his mother. At one point he did have enough money and he had the trust in YouTube automation and he followed me for a while. He saw some results. He was like, you know, I still want to do this, so let me get into it. So at one point me and Jeremy got started. He had tried 2 channels by this time, but it was just not really working for him. He didn't know which niche to pick. He didn't understand how to make like good videos and find the niche that can go viral quick. So we did some digging. We looked at his personal interests and I basically took him to this 5M system I'm going to talk to you about in the end, so that we had clarity on what he's like as a person, the mindset shifts he needs to make, and also look at his personal situation to what is the best way to actually start Faceless YouTube, because there's different ways to do it. And then we made a combat and strategy plan of what to actually do. Now, Jeremy started the channel in a topic that he's very passionate about. It was very cool to see. And within 12 videos, Jeremy was monetized, and in his first month, he made like $3,000 or $4,000 from AdSense revenue alone. The biggest thing that was helpful for him was the one-on-one guidance in helping find him a niche, and then also helping him what topics to pick for that niche and what to focus on, how to make the videos, which AI tools to use, or which freelancers to use to make these videos. And now within 30 days, he got monetized, made 4K in that first month of being monetized. Last month he made 9.5K. He's still working his job in Geneva, so he's making a lot of money now, saving up, investing and scaling up his channel. So even if you're right now in a position where you're maybe working and you don't have that much money, just know that you can make a change if you start a business model like this. You don't need a lot of money. It does help, it does make things quicker, but if you have the time and the energy to put time into it and make this work, you can still go viral like Jeremy did. The second story we have is from Stephanie. Now, Stephanie is a mother from Zimbabwe who works an IT job there. And she was looking into YouTube automation. She wanted to make some money on the side too. She has a kid that she wants to take care of. She also has a very busy job and a husband. So she needed to do something that she could do after her job that didn't take like hours upon hours every single day to launch. Basically something that you could like set and forget, right? And that is where YouTube automation is perfect for, because You can make videos yourself with AI or you can make it with a freelancer. And once you have that video online, you don't have to touch it anymore. Whereas with a lot of other business models like e-commerce, you still have to, let's say, look for products, put them online, finish the orders, do the customer service. With YouTube automation, sure, there are things that you have to do manually when you're starting, but once a video is up, you don't have to touch it anymore. And it can get views for months, weeks, or even years to come. So that's a very big advantage of YouTube automation. And that is something that she wanted in a side hustle. It shouldn't be something for her that took up hours every single day. So again, with Stephanie, we implemented the 5M system. She decided she wanted to make a change and go serious on this. So she started the one-on-one program with me. We looked at her situation, shifted her mindset, and looked at the best way to produce videos for her in her specific situation. She had a busy job, a busy family life, and she didn't have thousands of dollars to invest in video production. So we had to find a balance between AI and freelancers to make her videos. She found a topic that she's decently interested in and then started posting these videos. What she really appreciated was the one-on-one help through Zoom calls and the homework that I gave her. A lot of people, when they start this, they are a bit overwhelmed with where they start and where they need to go, and they don't, because of that, they freeze up and feel overwhelmed and don't know where to start with a niche, which kind of videos to make. So that's what she really appreciated. I told her, listen, do this research, do this homework, fill in this niche sheet. Let's look at that niche sheet, what makes sense to start in. Okay, this is a good option, go for this, do this homework, make these scripts, make these videos, get these tools. I laid it out for her completely in our 5M system, and that is what she really liked, and that's why she made so much progress and so quickly. I think in her first month she made between 3 or 4K, and in the second month she made $8,000 from AdSense revenue alone. She still runs that channel, it's still profitable. She's still working her job, but this like 4 to 7K a month on average is really helping her in sustaining her life, her bills, her kid, and just her better family life. Now the third story we have is from Michael, and Michael is a client from me that lives in Brazil. And Michael loved to do triathlons, he has 3 kids, he had a wife, and he was working a normal 9-to-5 job in Brazil, where the wage is, I'm not sure, like the average wage is like between 1,000 and 1,500 euros, I think. So yeah, he wanted to make more on the side, he wanted to have more time for his hobbies, for his family, and just have more money for his family, right? Hey guys, we are back. So yesterday I started recording this video. Maybe the setting is a little bit different, but the power cut out here in Bali, which is something that quite often happens, unfortunately. So I called it a night, went for dinner, and then I wanted to start fresh today. So my hair is still wet from the shower, maybe the setting is a bit different, but yeah, that's the island life. Sometimes the power here shuts off and then you gotta go live your real life, you know. But I was telling this story about Michael. So he knew he wanted to make a change. He was a bit stuck in his 9-to-5 with his family. Then he started binge watching free YouTube content that I uploaded on my channel here. Eventually he joined the school communities, and then it was like, listen man, I want even more help and guidance, let's do one-on-one. So he started, and he wasn't like an instant success story actually. He started like 1 or 2 channels that didn't really work out for him. He made AI videos, uploaded some stuff, so it was just costing him time, not too much money, luckily. But it failed, but he didn't give up, and that is, I think, the most important thing here. A lot of people try a few videos, 1 channel, 2 channels, and they're like, oh, this doesn't work for me, right? So Michael didn't give up, kept on grinding, and then his 3rd channel, it just went completely viral within the 1st month, and then in the 2nd month it was already earning him $7,000 in AdSense revenue. And that completely changed his life. He was still working his job after that, but he went kind of all in on YouTube automation, and he literally hired his family as team members to scale up his channels in other languages and start more AI channels like this. And he was, I think, like sitting around at like $7,000 to $15,000 a month mark for a few months after that, launching multiple channels. And then he also started his coaching community in Brazil, kind of like what I'm doing, but for the Brazilian market, and also expanded like that. And at this point, he's been doing this for almost 2 years now, and he quit his job and he's just living off of this now and doing his triathlons wherever he wants, and he has that money and time freedom for his family. So it's very, very cool transformational story. And yeah, Michael was just a normal guy, just like you, and you can probably do this too. Now, before we start the 4th story, which is about my old university classmate, I guess, named Lisa, I wanted to remind you The people that I just talked to you about, 3 out of 4 of them started their own AI YouTube automation channels using the 5M method that I discuss in my YouTube automation community. So if you click the link in the description below, today you can join it at 50% off on the yearly plan and get 3 free one-on-one coaching calls with me. Usually I only do a 3-month coaching program, which is over 3,000 euros. So this is really a very unique chance to get the community for a year and free calls at 1/10 of the price. So click the link if you want to join that today and have a look inside. Now back to Lisa. So Lisa I knew from university, and she was still following me on Instagram or Facebook and saw my transition from basically doing e-commerce dropshipping, being in university, to not doing a master's, and then basically just going to Bali, living my life, traveling the world and working for myself. So at one point last year around this time, I think Lisa reached out to me that she had a boyfriend, a partner, they lived together, and she was working out of her job, earning like normal wage in the Netherlands, like 2,500 a month. But she got pregnant and she was almost due for pregnancy. So she quit her job, but she was a little bored. She wanted some extra money. She wanted to do something on the side, right? So she got on board on the one-on-one program. She was very interested in making money online from home. And yeah, doing that by herself, sort of. So we looked at her situation, we got her a good niche, we got everything in place. She started uploading, and within 3-4 months, she was doing $3,000 a month, which was more than her her monthly wage at her 9-to-5 job, while working from home, while taking care of her kid and everything like that. So I'm not sure where she is now, if she started working again, if she's still running her YouTube automation channels, how her kid is doing. I haven't talked to her in a while. But this is the possibilities with YouTube automation. You can make that switch from being stuck in your job in the country where you live, in the town where you live, what you maybe don't really like, to earning more or that same amount, and then having time and location freedom and being able to move to another place that you like for example, a Bali. Bali is not for everyone, but I love living here. She just wanted more money to support her family. That's completely fine. Michael wanted more money to do his triathlons and provide for his family. That's fine. There's a lot of things you can do, but I think the whole mindset here is that you can do this from home, wherever you want, on your own terms, and that is what people love so much about it. Now, the fourth story I have is from Michael. Michael was a pretty unique case too. Michael is a 60+ 9-to-5 worker. He did some security job. He is from the US, but worked in a foreign country. He was always really vague about the job he actually did, because it was some special like government security stuff, which I always was very curious about and asking about him and telling him that he maybe should do some channels about that. But yeah, Michael wanted to pay off his mortgage. He wanted to retire earlier because his job was a lot of traveling, very demanding, and he just didn't like that anymore. So he started YouTube automation. He was trying it before he started with me, for 5 or 6 months already. He started 2 channels, multiple videos, nothing really took off or worked. And then he decided to work with me and get on board. And yeah, he had 1 channel up that we first wanted to try and pivot into the right direction. So we did that, we made some tweaks, and then honestly this was insane because his channel went from doing nothing to multiple videos doing over 2 or 3 million views within 2 months. And he was literally earning that first good month, he earned $15,000 in AdSense revenue from that channel. He had a lucky charm or something, I don't know, but this channel just took off like crazy. And yeah, he ran that channel. It's still online, it's still monetized. He posted a little less on it, I saw. But yeah, this income, he used a lot of it to pay off that mortgage and to retire earlier. So no matter if you're young, old, if you're a man or a woman, almost everyone can do this if they just go for it and try it, because there's so many markets on YouTube that maybe you have a specific interest for and that you can start your channel in. So yeah, don't be afraid to give this a go, even if you're older. Now the fifth and the last story is from Sanjit. Sanjit is from India. He just finished university when he started YouTube. He was just wanted to make some money on the side, trying some stuff out. Wasn't really working for him at first, but then eventually he did manage to get a channel up to $2,000 in AdSense revenue alone, which in India, if I remember correct from our call, the average wage is $600 to $1,000 a month for a full-time job. So making an extra 2K was very, very big for him. Of course, he failed at start. He didn't know what to do. He didn't have a lot of money to invest because in India they do earn a little less than the rest of the world. So he had to use AI tools to get his channel started. And he implemented our 5M system, he got the AI tools ready. He put a lot of time in making videos himself, but he did make it work and his channel did take off and he was making 2K a month for a very long time, which tripled his income basically. I don't know if he's still working, I don't know if he quit his job and went all in on YouTube, but he made that happen from a third world country. So you really have no excuses if you live in the US, if you live in Europe, or any country where our wages are higher and it is easier for us to invest in stuff like this. So don't let age hold you back. Don't let the place where you live hold you back. Don't think that it's too technical for you. As I just told, like these 5 different examples, it's young people just finishing universities, old people almost retiring, it's mothers that quit their job. It's so many different kinds of people and you can do this too if you want to. So now that you know what the possibilities are of starting these YouTube automation channels, I hope it will motivate you to actually get started. Now I understand that you might still be a little bit scared and overwhelmed in not knowing where to start or where to do this. So I would recommend you to watch this video that I recorded about how to overcome the fear of overwhelm and when you're starting a YouTube automation business or any online business in general. The biggest complaints I got from my community members and one-on-one coaches is that they feel overwhelmed and don't know where to start. So this video exactly goes over that problem and fixes it.